Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Seb the Nomad here, you're watching Nomad Games. Thank you for clicking on this video. And can you feel that? Spring is in the air, the birds are chirping, the bees are buzzing, pollen's everywhere and I can't breathe, and a bunch of gaming news to go over. So these topics are going to be just a couple of things that I found interesting in the past few weeks in gaming news. Moving forward, we're going to be doing like a weekly news show. So news from that specific week. But let's start off with the topic number one, and that is the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion remake possibly coming very soon, a lot sooner than a lot of us expected. We've heard leaks about this previously. I remember hearing leaks about this sometime last year, and now we're getting new leaks, and I'm going to read this article here from Video Games Chronicle. Now, according to noted insider Nate the Hate, the Oblivion remake is set for reveal in the coming weeks, a claim VGC has corroborated with our own sources. Nate claims the game will likely release before June, while sources have told VGC it could arrive as soon as next month. We are filming this in the end of March, so they mean April. We could be getting the Elder Scrolls remake in April. It goes on to say here, the Oblivion remake is understood to be developed by Virtuos. Established in 2004, Virtuos is one of the largest game makers in the world. It focuses on supporting the development of major AAA games, or bringing existing titles to new platforms. The company has previously worked on franchises including Call of Duty, Tomb Raider, Dark Souls, BioShock, Battlefield, Uncharted, and Horizon, and is currently supporting Konami's development of the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. The Metal Gear Solid 3 remake looks pretty cool in my opinion. Oblivion is one of the first games that I became obsessed with. I subscribed to a magazine when I was a teenager. I think images started coming out when I was in late middle school, maybe early high school. I'm an old man, so a long time ago, Elder Scrolls Oblivion came out, but I subscribed to magazines just so I could obsess over screenshots. I remember there's a picture of the Great Forest in, oh no, what was that magazine that just got closed down? I forgot the name of it. Game Informer. I think it was a Game Informer magazine. And there was just an image of a deer, like a buck, in the Great Forest. I wouldn't pay attention in class. I would just pull out that magazine and start like looking at all these screenshots, anything I could get my hands on. I remember Oblivion was the first game that I obsessed over. And that lasted well into the actual launch of the game. And I played that game for a very, very long time, many, many hours. Great fond memories of that. Me and my little brother used to do this thing where we learned that you could and everyone knows this now, but at the time it was a new discovery. You can redirect yourself midair. So if you jump, you can just decide to do this in the air, and we would like try to compete to see who could get, we had no way of actually measuring this, who could get as far across the Imperial City street and then back up and land back on the sidewalk before you actually touch the cobblestone road. Now here's the thing with Elder Scrolls Oblivion. A lot of repetitive caves, combat system wasn't very great, hit detection wasn't very great, combat just didn't feel good even when the hit detection was there. So hopefully they overhaul a little bit in the Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake, because I would like to see the combat feel a little bit more like Avowed. I've been playing Avowed. There doesn't seem to be a lot of interest for that game, but I've been playing the pants off of that game and it's really fun, and I really like the combat in that. And in fact, if first person and third person RPGs moving forward has combat anything like Avowed's, I'll be pretty happy. I'm having a great time with it. Great combat loop, great, 30 seconds of fun, as they say. So hopefully Oblivion does overhaul a couple of their systems. Moving on. Okay, we have to address the stolen artwork elephant in the room. AI Aloy. AI Aloy. We have an article here from The Verge titled, Sony is experimenting with AI-powered PlayStation characters. Sony is working on a prototype AI-powered version of at least one of its PlayStation game characters. An anonymous tipster has shared an internal video from Sony's PlayStation group with The Verge that demonstrates an AI-powered version of Aloy from the Horizon Forbidden West and Horizon Zero Dawn. The video is narrated by Sharwin. Oh, good name. Regobardajal. I am so sorry. A director of software engineering at Sony Interactive Entertainment who works on video game technology, AI, computer vision, and face technology for Sony PlayStation Studios Advanced Technology Group. You can see clips of the video and you'll see it in the article as well, although it's probably difficult to find the actual video, so I'm not going to show it here. You're going to see, we've gotten tech demos of this at like CES and other, technology expos and things like that, where you're going to see they're working on making in-game characters be able to just respond to things you say for immersion. Now, I don't necessarily know what playing a Sony PlayStation game where a character, be it Aloy or another, pops up and you can ask it anything and it Google AI hallucinates that you can drink a lot of alcohol while 8 months pregnant has to do with game immersion, but I just don't get it. I think that, yes, I can kind of see working on this technology. AI is the big buzzword. Well, yes, there might be things that AI can do to improve game development without encroaching on creators and creativity and human development and human creation, like repetitive tasks. Like AI has been in games since the 90s, creating artificial intelligence. We've been talking about the AI of the NPCs in games for a very long time. That's something that's been there for a very long time. This technology now, generative AI, AGI, what they're probably going for, is now in a place where you are fooling yourself if you think it has anything to do with improving your consumption of a product or your life. This is strictly for companies. There are SAG-AFTRA strikes going on right now where people like the voice of Aloy, Ashley Birch, are actively fighting companies and developers for protections against AI. While yes, there are certain things that they're doing in AI that could help game development, there are certain things that could help players, the Xbox AI thing where you're pretty much just playing Minecraft and asking it how to play the game for you. At that point, you gotta ask yourself, why are you playing games? Like if, accessibility things aside, because there probably are some purposes for accessibility for people with certain disabilities to be able to play games, that stuff's incredible. I'm not talking about that stuff. What they're showing us is how to ask an AI how to play the game for you, which takes away the discovery of game, takes away failing in certain things, and I just don't get it. Maybe I'm overlooking some things. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below. I don't necessarily agree with what Xbox's AI thing was showing off. I don't like what Sony's doing, because what they're trying to do at the very core of this is pay people less so they can use their likeness, their voice, and any performance they give to train their AI to use their likeness in perpetuity. In perpetuity means so they can probably pay them once and then just use it forever. That's not good. And you are fooling yourself if you think that that's not the main goal of what these companies are trying to do with AI. There are currently strikes, SAG-AFTRA being one of them, going on right now where you can look at what the defending party of AI is saying, the studio, the corporate people. You can look at their language, and that's what it is. It's trying to get away with paying people less to create more. They don't yet realize that nobody likes where this stuff is heading, or at least what people think the future of AI technology is going to be for not only their jobs, but their welfare, their enjoyment of games, their enjoyment of art, and their consumption. And I probably rambled on long enough about it. There's more here to say. You can actually watch Ashley Birch's response to this. She said she feels worried about the industry, not necessarily about her job or her performance, which, sorry, Ashley, I think you kind of should be a little bit worried about that. But yeah, we're definitely seeing a shift in what companies are trying to get away with AI. Again, there could be good things for accessibility purposes used in AI, but what they're showing off here, I just don't necessarily think is it, Chief. AI Master Chief. Well, Steve Downes, you're kind of old. We'd like to use your voice forever. I love Steve Downes. I would love to hear his voice as Master Chief forever, but I would rather them recast Master Chief. This is complete side note. Recast Master Chief and don't use AI for his voice. That would be stupid. Let's talk about something kind of cool, shall we? According to a Topic Arlo video, by the way, if you don't know the channel Arlo, he has a second channel called Topic Arlo. Both are absolutely fantastic and one of my favorite channels on YouTube. He posted a video recently where he mentioned someone named Kiwi Talks made a statement about Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4 was announced. Well, I was going to say it was announced last year. It was announced many years ago. I think within the first or second year of the Nintendo Switch, and then it was revealed officially, like, hey, this is actually a real game, here's some gameplay, here's a little bit of a trailer, sometime last year. But now they're saying this. Kiwi Talks over on Twitter said, in less than a month, in the Switch 2 Direct, you'll see that Nintendo and Retro were keeping their cards close to their chest with Metroid Prime 4 for this exact moment. The true unveiling will blow everything else in the Direct out of the water. He does mention the Switch 2 Direct. At the time of this recording, there have been more reports that we're actually going to get another Switch 1 Direct. I'm going to say tomorrow because I'm filming this on Wednesday, March 26th. So on the 27th, which is probably before this video came out, there might be another Switch 1 Direct. In that, they said they're also possibly going to be showing Metroid Prime 4, according to the leaks and rumors. Sometimes you can trust them, sometimes you can't, but that is an interesting thing to think about, that we could be seeing Metroid Prime 4 in my future, probably your past, you've probably already seen it, and then probably again at the Switch 2. But he does say the Switch 2 Direct, the Metroid Prime 4 showcase, will blow everything else out of the water. I am so curious about this. I liked the Metroid Prime games. I haven't played 3, but I loved them on GameCube, and I thought they were such a fun, cool spin on like this 2D game I used to play when I was a kid. I'm very excited for Metroid Prime 4. I loved that reveal that they showed already. I can't wait to see a little bit more of it and whatever the heck this is that's gonna blow us out of the water. That's very exciting. I don't even know what to think. I know the game is kind of like a linear, almost arena style first-person shooter, but what could they do that's gonna blow us out of the water? Besides the fact that it looks graphically really good. At the end of the original reveal, they did kind of pan up and show this big world. Is it going to be open world? That's something that I am not going to be super excited about. Not that I think open world isn't great or can't be done great, but I just feel like a lot of games say as their big thing, we're switching to open world, and it has worked in the past. and it has not worked in the past. So we are gonna have to wait and see what this Metroid Prime 4 reveal could be, and will it really blow us out of the water? This guy Kiwi Talks seems to think so. Our final news topic for the day, we have information about a possible Xbox handheld. We got an article from Windows Central here. Exclusive, Xbox's new hardware plans begin with a gaming handheld set for later this year, with full next-gen consoles targeting 2027. First up, Microsoft is working with a PC gaming OEM, think Asus, Lenovo, MSI, Razer, etc., on an Xbox-branded gaming handheld, surprisingly slated for later in 2025 if plans are met. Codenamed Keenan, this gaming handheld will look unmistakably Xbox, complete with an official Xbox guide button and Xbox design sensibilities. Given that this is a partner device, similar to Lenovo's SteamOS partnership with Valve, I expect this handheld will be more PC-oriented. Keenan is also definitely running full Windows, putting the Microsoft Store and PC Game Pass front and center, alongside the ability to install things like Steam. This is by Jez Corden, pretty reliable source. My thoughts on this: Xbox, what? I think Xbox is doing the tactic where they just like flurry you with so much nonsense that you just become numb to it, but I just don't get it. Xbox is putting so much effort into their marketing about everything being an Xbox. They are pretty much screaming in your face, we don't want you to buy our hardware, you can play our games anywhere. And now they're making an Xbox handheld. Will this be cool? Probably. Will it work? As in, financially? Will it be a success? I have no idea. Xbox doesn't want you to buy their hardware. It doesn't seem like it anyways. That's what the marketing messaging is whatever you have, you can play Xbox on. And that including a phone, everyone has one of those. So why buy an Xbox? I don't know. I'm iffy on this because on one hand, it sounds utterly bonkers that they're making more hardware when they are so anti their hardware and anti their game studios making exclusives, and they just want to publish games everywhere. On the other hand, if they can do this as a loss leader, meaning they don't make money on the console, much like Xbox doesn't make money on the console and PlayStation doesn't make money on their consoles, they make money on the software and the game sales and other accessories and things like that probably. So if they use the Xbox handheld as a loss leader, and it is powerful, and it can run Steam and Windows and have all this functionality, it could be good. It could be almost a competitor to the Steam Deck in some instances. Maybe not fully, because their libraries are not completely interchangeable. Everything that's on Xbox is on Windows, but not everything on Windows is on Xbox. There's a little bit of a hurdle there, but it could work. I don't know. I'm kind of baffled. At this point, I'm going to stop rambling and just let you guys talk about this in the comment section. I have no clue what to think about this. I guess we'll have to see it. And if it's shiny and new and cool and actually a competitor to things like the Steam Deck and the Lenovo Go and the Asus ROG Ally, maybe it works. I don't know. I get this weird feeling that against all odds, Xbox actually does know what they're doing, even though it doesn't seem like they know what they're doing. So yeah, genuinely no idea. Let me know. Moving on. All right, so those are our main stories. We're going to move on to a couple like feel-good stories that are just kind of interesting things happening. One isn't really a story, more of like an announcement, but the first one let's get to. So Joseph Fares of It Takes Two fame and Split Fiction, his latest release, has put a message in his game that two Chinese creators have discovered that apparently only a handful of the developers could even figure out. But these two creators figured it out, they got the message, and Joseph Fares pretty much states, hey, if you figure this out and you can prove to me you're the first ones that figured it out, which they were, he's going to fly them out to Sweden to show them early footage of his next game. They posted this and got his attention, and he said he's going to stick true to his word. So that's kind of a cool little thing. I love when games have like really hidden things that take a long time to figure out. This obviously didn't take too long to figure out because this game is pretty fresh off the presses, but at the same time, apparently it was really hard. People are just smart. People are just getting smarter. The next thing I wanted to talk about, I guess in the feel-good section, is the April 2nd Nintendo Switch 2 Direct is coming up quick. It is Wednesday, March 26th at the recording of this. So by the time you see this video, it'll be even closer. We are less than a week away from getting everything we need to know about the Switch 2 to get excited to make us buy it. There's not going to be any secrets about the console left after this point. Isn't that crazy to think about? Next week, we will know everything about the Switch. They're going to show us everything, most likely, hopefully, to get us excited enough to purchase this, to upgrade from the Switch to the Switch 2. I am super excited about that, and my announcement about that is I'm going to be trying to live stream the Direct I have never live streamed anything before. I'm going to be doing my best, so please be patient with me, and I hope you tune in for that live stream. And then I'm also going to be doing a recap about that as well. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the topics. What do you think about the Oblivion remake being very soon? What do you think about AI Aloy or whatever the heck, or just the general use of AI in technology, in media? What do you think about that? Am I completely off the mark with my thoughts on it? And my disdain's the wrong word, because I think there could be good uses, but my hesitancy of it. What do you think about Metroid Prime 4 possibly being the biggest thing that we see at the Switch 2 reveal, and maybe even at the Switch 1 reveal? And then what do you think about an Xbox handheld possibly coming out this year? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.